All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, the Hamashiach, who some call Yahawashi, Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yashayah. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. This is an apology video, a Shalakia video. On the video that in reference to the video that I did on the sister that had been charged in that murder case within Israel, the Israelite sister that had been charged with murder here in Columbus. The brother, her husband, the brother that was married to her, he reached out, said there was a few things that I was off on, and that he had, he had brought up an offense. He was offended. So he did as the scripture said, and he reached out to me. And if I misspoke or if I say something that brother's offended by, I'm not here to try to make nobody look bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to destroy anybody or destroy any camp. If I'm giving correction on camp or doc, I'm not telling you to leave that camp. I'm not telling you to leave that organization. I'm telling you that, and because there is no perfect camp, there is no perfect organization. Things gonna happen. People gonna make mistakes, and we try not to let these things bleed out into the public. But once it gets out in public eye, man, Israel, we do have to address it. We do have to address these situations. But some of the mishaps that were, or the or things that I might have seemed like I was implying, we got to clear up. One was that I don't want y'all thinking from the video it seemed like I was implying that the sister did, the sister in the situation that happened, that she did that, she shot this brother to get with this brother. That's not the case. And I wasn't implying that, but some could have took it that way, that I was implying that after that, soon as she got out of that situation, she jumped into another marriage. That wasn't the case. What the brother told me was that, it might have been a year or so, and when he got with her, that the charges was a domestic situation. It wasn't murder at that point. It was a domestic situation, and the charges didn't jump to murder till after they had already been dealings, and they were pretty much married already. I don't know if they were married, but they were dealing with each other at that particular point. So it wasn't that she just jumped into one relationship into another relationship. He met her at another place. He met her in Memphis, and then he found out some stuff. They kicking the bobo, and then he find out some more stuff. Then charges get amped up, and that's how the situation went. Another situation was that it is implying, like, I said that she was on the run. And when I said that, I didn't know. With her fleeing from the situation, I don't know if the situation had been rectified. But her on the run for me could have been, well, she hasn't went to the police yet, but she was out on bond. It wasn't that she was on the run dealing with the brother and he's harboring a fugitive. She was out on bond for what at that point was a domestic, like a domestic dispute or domestic violence situation, were the charges. But it still knew that there was, through the domestic dispute, He later found out that it was death involved in this situation also. And so my thing still sits that, you know, in my opinion, dealing with a sister that has that is kind of, you know, it's kind of dangerous. Let me say that. It's kind of ill advised, in my opinion, but that's my opinion. Brothers do certain things. And lastly, what I said, she wasn't on the run. She was out on bond. What else we said? And he didn't get with her right after, you know, he wasn't like, it didn't have nothing to do with him. He didn't get with her right after this situation. You said it maybe a year later, months later or whatever, and they was off and on. But it began from his understanding initially. He only knew that she was out on bond for this domestic situation. And lastly, I said that the brother was a simp. Or I implied that, you know, I said brothers be simping, which implied that I was calling him a simp. The brother got some of his ribs on the phone, said, yeah, you know what, he ain't no simp. And he was offended by me calling him a simp. All right. I've been a simp. That was, you know, my point with that is that brothers do be simping. That monkey sometimes do make a simp. And I put myself out there. I give y'all a story. It was just back in my worldly days. I was dealing with this man. This sister had me so drunk. And you know, I bought long story short, you know, I'm 40 now. It's not a big deal, but this when I was in my 20s, this was just unheard of for somebody to do in their 20s, or somebody of my stature. We don't do this. But I end up buying the girl's son, and that back then I didn't even deal with chicks that had kids, or sisters that had kids. But I end up buying the sister. I end up buying her son a PlayStation 2. That's why you know the time frame. I ended up buying her son a PlayStation 2. And when I went over there, and initially, man, yeah, I was drunk, you know. I wanted to say, you know, she didn't know. Well, she just asked me, did I know somebody that can get it? And, you know, somebody that had some use. And I did know back in my worldly days, some jokers that were credit card scamming, and that I can get the PlayStation on and I did get the PlayStation on the low. Lord forgive me. Still was, you know, close to $200. It was for the low, but it was still close to $200. And this is when they first jumped off. But it wasn't like I wasn't full price, but it still was close to $200. And then I put some flowers in the bag, and I gave her son PlayStation. And I said, don't even worry about it. She's like, how much I owe you? I said, don't even worry about it. I got it. Drunk! And y'all saying, hey, man, you know what? That wasn't that bad. 30 minutes later, while we sitting there, somebody knocks on the door. And first off, before the knock came, see, your spirit be letting you know. I hear Joker pulling up. I hear Joker out there beating the block down. Boom, boom, boom. You know, got the 12s, 16s in the trunk in the Monte Carlo or something. That's why I envision. I never got to see the car. That's why I envision. And then the music stopped, and then a few minutes later, somebody's knocking at the door. She goes out the door, tell me to hold on. You know, she go out the door, close the door behind her, and you know, she tell him that, you know, you need to go. And Instead of me grabbing, and then she came back and sat down. She threw him off. She's like, on some it's over type stuff and all of that, and closed the door on him. And then, she come back and sit down, and she apologizing about that, and she said it was, I was over. She gave me this little story and stuff, but I still sat there like a simp. And it didn't kick in till later. Until that, until I got what I wanted a few times, and then I just started looking back. I'm like, man, what in the world, man? What you doing? What are you doing? And I had to admit that, yeah, I was drunk. I should have grabbed that PlayStation then. I should have picked that PlayStation up and walked out of that house, man. Joker just popped up. Why you ain't get him to buy the PlayStation? But I only say all of that to say that, we all did some simping in our days, man. And I can't say we all. I gotta speak for myself. But I just say in general. All right, and I'm just apologizing to the brother. I'm not calling the brother, brother. We call a simp. He was offended by that. We gotta apologize for that. He ain't trying to offend. Just trying to give knowledge on certain situations, and we gonna talk about it. Israel, we gotta talk about these things, and if correction is needed, then correction is had. I'm not above correction. I'm not above brothers calling me and saying they got offended about something. Or if they want to talk about some doctrinal stuff, or you want to invite me on the panel, or you want to take my video and say, brother, you wrong here. Then you shouldn't have did that. But this ain't it's never a clout thing. It's just, man, things happen within the nation, and these things gotta be dealt with. Because one thing I've learned is that a lot of jokers, and it's not about this brother, it's not about this situation, it's just about Israel. And maybe I had to start clearing that up more when I start to make sure that my words aren't taken or they can't be taken in a way where, one can may mistakenly think I'm saying something that I'm not saying, or that I'm saying something directly towards them. I know it was another situation that happened that was something like that. Even the other brothers, Judah Mack and Maharawchaa, Shalaki brother, if I mess your name up. But those brothers, well, the Mosh brother reached out, and he was saying, but all his issue was they not just jumping woman to woman. You know what I'm saying? And I only gleaned that from what they were saying, because brother was saying, yeah, man, you know what? I done been in some situations, multiple situations, and da. Now you could say that about me, and so I gleaned that from that. So Shalakia for that, brother. And the sister had called, a sister. Well, I want to say it was a sister. Might have been a brother. Commented also and was saying, well, them brothers ain't really like that. They not jumping. They been with their ribs. Judah Mack been with his rib from, over 20 plus years. So all praise for that. And Shalakia, if I gave that impression. I think I was trying to give that impression that brothers, that's why he kind of went to that council with them brothers, because those brothers be out here like that. But the brothers say they don't be out here like that. The brothers been with their ribs, both of them at least 15 years, I think your brother told me. But with that, we gonna say shalom, and it may be other videos like this. I'm not afraid to do that and come up here and apologize. We're not trying to offend nobody. We're not trying to destroy nobody. But we are gonna call out sin. We are gonna call out certain issues, and if we can glean from certain things that are happening, we're gonna glean from those issues, so other brothers and sisters don't fall victim to the same things. I pray this thing again was edifying, just in my and my willingness to forgive and to hear brothers. You know, and then sometimes when you hearing brothers, you gotta just let brothers speak. Sometimes when you hearing brothers, you gotta let brothers speak. In order to hear brothers, you gotta let brothers speak. And it doesn't have to be no argument. You know, brothers just trying to bring out their point. You bring out your point, and you know, it ain't, you know, at the end of the day, these are words, man. These are words, you know, even if it may feel like it's an attack, it's not an attack. It's just we trying to bring this information out and make sure that Israel is learning from these situations and can learn from them. And that we're not just having respect of persons, that we calling this thing out across the board. And that's one of the things that I want to do. And if I fall victim, hey man, call me out, man. Point it out. And if I've offended you, you know, reach out and we can have a discussion. And I ain't just gonna roll over now. You know, even with this brother's situation, we went through the video and we laid it out. I was on the phone over 4 hours, almost, probably close to 4 hours. Seen the video, laid everything out. So I ain't gonna just roll over on it. You know, you just gonna be calling me talking about some Matthew 18 now, you know. But if I'm wrong with some stuff, man, even if it's some little stuff, even if it's some stuff that I feel like I shouldn't say, but you offended, you know, and it may not be a big deal, but you offended, then, you know, I'll come up here and I'll address it if it can be seen like it can be implied that way or thrown that way, even if I didn't mean it. So I'm not a hard person to get in contact with, you know, FennyPrince.com, Fenny Prince. You can just type it in, Brother Phineas, Phineas Yasharala on Facebook, Instagram, etc. And I'm out here, man. I'm out here. I'm watching everybody's videos, commenting on everybody's videos. So, and you know, one of the things too is that I caught that brother. He was on live. He was joking about that. Go in on me. Who is this Prince of Power? You know, as soon as I opened up Facebook, I see this joker, and I was like, here I am, brother. Here go the number. You can call me. And we had the dialogue, and you make a brother. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like I say, when you have, and I'm gonna end on this, y'all, cause y'all know I'll be rambling. But sometimes when proving friends and proving brothers, there has to be some friction. There has to be some, and can that heal from that? A lot of brothers can't heal from that friction. A lot of brothers can't come back from a little loud talking, or a brother said something about me in a video and now I'm an enemy forever. A lot of brothers don't come back, and sometimes I don't do the videos on those brothers. I only really do videos. Brother be like, why you only do videos? I only really do videos on people I feel that can, you know, that can take it without being oversensitive about it. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just, I gotta say something, bro. You just out here. But doctrinally, some things I just know brothers, you know, I do maybe have to reach out to them and, hey man, you know, and low key give them the information and not even try to have no dialogue with them. Just, hey brother, you know, maybe you can look at it this way. But there are some brothers that I know that are, you know, that have been out here and debated and going back and forth and had the dialogues that they have thick enough sin to take certain corrections. So that's why you see those videos. And those, a lot of times, them the only brothers I kind of watch. You know what I'm saying? You know, I did the video on the Sons of Thunder with the brother y'all, and he like, man, you know me, man. You should have just came to me. And it's just like, brother, just for me, it's just doctrine. I don't know why I gotta come to you about correcting your doctrine. But you know, with him, I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? I had to take, you know, I won't put his video up there again. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but if it really bad, I'm gonna do it. But if it's something light, and I say, man, let me just go ahead and correct this brother on that, I go to him because I don't feel he can take it. He can't deal with the videos. That's just my opinion. And I ain't trying to offend you with that. That's just my opinion, brother. I ain't trying to offend. That's just my opinion. All right, pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. We'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.